Thanks for joining us on TVC News at 7. We'll begin with updates on the ill-fated Sikorsky SK-76 helicopter crash in Port Harcourt, as 2 crew members and 1 passenger remain missing from the incident on 24th of October 2024. This was revealed by Director General of the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau during a press conference and stakeholders engagement in Abuja. Uloma Oyemachi reports.
The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has released its preliminary report on the helicopter crash involving a Sikorsky SK-76. According to NSIB regulations, such reports must be made public within 30 days of investigation of an incident. At a press briefing attended by media and aviation stakeholders, the timeline of the ill-fated flight was outlined, from its departure time to the captain's final communications and weather inquiries with base operations.
At 11:20 and 41 seconds, the PF.
The Director General, Captain Alex Bade Jr., presented the initial findings. He says the helicopter was not equipped with a flight data recorder, a violation of NCAA regulations.
The crew was certified to conduct the flight. 2. At the initial stage of the flight, the captain was the pilot flying, while the first officer was the pilot monitoring. 3. The helicopter had a valid certificate of airworthiness. 4. A visual flight rules VFR flight plan was filed. The helicopter radio altimeter radar was snagged and deferred on October 18, 2024, 6 days before the accident. 11. No dew point data was reported in the weather information past the 5 November Bravo Quebec Gulf on the day of the occurrence.
The briefing also featured the presentation of final reports on other incidents, including the Beach Baron 58 operated by the NCAT Zaria, the Bell 429 helicopter operated by the Nigeria Police Air Wing, amongst others.
The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, should ensure that the Nigerian Police Air Wing adheres strictly to the provisions of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulations, NICAS 2015, subpart 8.6 on flight planning and supervision.
This event comes as Captain Alex Bade Jr. marks his first anniversary as the Director General of the NSIB, with increased efforts to enhance transparency and safety in Nigeria's aviation sector. 6 final reports and 1 preliminary report are out, sending a clear message with its recommendations. All agencies under the Aviation Ministry like FAN and NCAA must act decisively through investigations, inspections and awareness to forestall air transport tragedies. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
Uloma joins me now on the news at 7 for more. Uloma, it's almost 2 months since that unfortunate helicopter crash in Port Harcourt. What more can you tell us about the preliminary report presented by the NSIB?
About today, the DG took out time to read everything from the introduction down to the initial findings and the recommendation. And what was most striking is that, it was divided into different timings. The timing for when the departure was done of the Sikorsky S-76, to when they started communicating with base, to when they started making inquiries into weather information. And at 11:25 a.m. local time, it was reported that the helicopter had crashed. So those are the most striking things of that preliminary report. And amongst other things that were discovered, as I stated in the report, they said the flight data recorder was not on the helicopter, which is against NCAA regulations. But a voice recorder was there, which was able to capture the conversations between the captain and the monitoring captain. And also, it was also striking that they said that the captains were not using, aviation lingo. They were using non-standard language, that is, language that is used by everyday Nigerians, amongst many other things that were discovered. And the NSIB took out time to also lay out recommendations. They say NCAA must continue to, do inspections to find out what is missing, what is on helicopters, where it's going. Just find more information and ensure you sensitize the pilots, on what and what not to do in those kind of situations.
All right, and we hear that 2 crew members and 1 passenger are still missing. Is search still on for these missing individuals?
Yes, very much so. The search is still on, and that was just, the sad part of the preliminary reports, that the 2 crew members, those that the captains and 1 passenger, is still missing. And the NSIB DG said something about how they found the other bodies through eyewitness reports, through debris that were discovered in the part of the ocean where the helicopter had crashed. So there's still monitoring going on around those areas, and he also pointed out that technology was a big force. It had a big role to play in some of the things that the NSIB has been able to achieve, including the findings from this report. So that is still ongoing. They are still going to involve other agencies as well, going to implement more technological, tools to ensure that they get the bodies that are still missing.
Uloma Oyemachi for us in Abuja. Thanks a lot for that update, Uloma.